I'm about to start a meeting now. Sorry for the delays. Good day, members, colleagues, guests, and everyone present in a meeting. I will start introducing myself and my colleagues. My name is Baba Rambengo. I'm the secretary of the Portfolio Committee on Police. Next to on my left, it's Ms. Sihau Nobesuto Sihau. She's the executive secretary of the Office of the Chairperson. And on my right, it's Ms. Nicolette Fanzil Khosa. She's the Conan advisor of the committee. And then at the back, I've got Mr. Lobby. He is Mr. Kolisile Lobby. He is the committee assistant. Members will first read the attendance list to check if all the members are present. If there are any apologies, I will also table the apologies. I will read the list. I will kindly request the members to raise their hands so that we can see the member that we are calling his or her name. Ms. Mbiyo, Mr. Clote, Ms. Mukwena, it's written Miss, but Mr. Blakis, Ms. Mola, okay, Mr. Mola, sorry, it's Miss, okay, sorry for that. Ms. Kola Barnett, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Skosana, Mr. Taibosh, okay. Ms. Ali Tlape, okay. Mr. Dr. Zlozi, okay, cool. Rev Meshwa, he indicated that he won't be able to attend a meeting. Mr. Adams, Mr. Gina, Ms. James. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, members. We do have a meeting. We do have a quorum. I'm going to start a meeting now. The agenda of today's meeting is to elect the chairperson of the committee. In terms of rules of the National Assembly 159, 158, the committee must elect one of its members as the chairperson of the committee. I will now call on the members to nominate for the position of the chairperson.
Thank you, Babawa. I'm Diane Kohler-Barnard. I nominate Honourable Ian Cameron as the chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a second, members?
Hi, good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Windy Pledges. As recorded, I'll second the proposal from the ANC.
Yes, thank you. I accept the nomination.
Members? Mr. Cameron, you are duly elected as the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Police. Congratulations. I now invite you to come to the front and take a seat so that you can proceed with the meeting. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone, honourable members, and everyone else that has joined today. Thank you for this amazing opportunity. I think just as a brief remark before we begin with proceedings, over the last few months there have been several examples. I was actually speaking to some honourable members outside, specifically regarding crimes against women and children that have really caught a lot of attention in the media. And I think we have got an immense responsibility to really highlight their plight for help, urgent help, and we've got an opportunity to really bring oversight directly to those communities. I would just like to welcome everyone today before we start, Minister Matale, Deputy Ministers, General Labia, and all the other stakeholders, and looking forward to it. I think we can start with adopting the agenda. I think there are certain people that are still going to enter from what I see outside, but we will welcome as we then proceed. Is there anything that, can we adopt the agenda? Is everyone comfortable with it? And is there anything that you would like to add? Thank you. Are there any specific apologies?
Yes, Chair, I did receive an apology from Rev Meshwa. He indicated that he won't be able to attend the meeting today.
Thank you. I heard yesterday, it might have just been in the hallway, but that the new Minister of Police might not be able to attend. Minister, do you know by any chance? Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Just some opening remarks regarding today. Everyone should have received the necessary documentation of what will be discussed throughout this session that will go through the afternoon with regards to police, IPID, etc. And I think, as I said earlier, is that we've got an immense responsibility to really bring oversight to the ground. Something that I noted that I think it's important to introduce with. Just have a brief moment. Sorry, any of the members sitting to my left, honourable members of Parliament, if at all possible to sit on this side, just that we have enough space for members of the police and the different departments that are attending. I would really appreciate that. No, I just want to make sure that the police have enough space to sit. Thank you very much. General Masemola, it's good to see you. Welcome with the team. I know we started slightly late due to a previous committee, so everyone's timing is actually now perfect, and I would like to hand over straight to you for the first presentation regarding the South African Police Service Annual Performance Plan and the budget for 2024-25. Thank you, General.
Morning, Chair, as I indicated earlier on, maybe I should start this way to congratulate you on your election as the chairperson of the committee. From the ministry, we wish you well, and we want to assure you of our cooperation with yourself and committee members. We will work with you to ensure that you become successful as a committee in making us accountable to Parliament through yourself and the team. Well wishes from our side.
Thank you very much, Minister. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I had indicated that the minister will be able to join us, but he is not here. Oh, he's here. Okay. Yeah, no, Minister, thank you very much. You can lead us. I just thank the chair for his election to lead this committee and committing ourselves to support and work with the committee. Over to you, Minister. My apologies.
Well, thank you very much. If I am deemed to have come late, I want to apologize, and say that it was the way I was advised. I was advised to wait until you are through, and all of a sudden they said, you are now ready. So my apologies, nevertheless. So greetings to the Deputy Ministers, to you as Chair, and honorable members of our Portfolio Committee and the National Assembly. Greet the officials from our department. I won't repeat what I heard Deputy Minister Matale say. I would only say that what he said is in order, including that the report that I would come and that he was not aware that I'm here. That is also in order. Otherwise, just to say one or two things, indeed, we want to congratulate you for being elected as chair of the Portfolio Committee. You will be aware, like we are aware, that you have, together with all of us, when we're here, quite a big task of ensuring that we earn our existence, we earn our titles, all of us, because if we don't do so, it would mean that not only have we failed ourselves or the committee, but the National Assembly as a whole. And secondly, it's unfortunate that we can't just say to ourselves, or no, we're delivering, we're working. It's people out there who must say, together, all of us here are working. They must experience it, they must feel it, they must see it. If they don't see it, no matter how far we see it here, no matter how far we say we're making progress, if they don't say so, then it means we're not making progress, and we must accept that. So as we work going forward, we hope that there will be something to show to the people that we're working, and that's the only way of earning our titles. Otherwise, it won't be worthwhile. So we're here today under your leadership and guidance, and we hope that we'll finish our business on time so that we're able to do other things outside. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. I was about to say that you infiltrated this building so well that the Deputy Minister didn't even notice. It was brilliant. With that, we may start. General Masemola, I think I can hand over to you now. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Before
Honourable Ndlozi, please.
Thanks, Chairperson. I just want to make a general statement about the quality of oversight. Most of all that is going to be presented today was shared last night. So I want to direct my comments to you, Chair, that we don't want a situation where we are steamrolled by the executive. The committee, at least in your hands, in your direction, must be allowed to do qualitative oversight, preparation for what is going to happen. So I'm seeing that in the program, for an example, there's a consideration of all annual performance plans of all entities. I just want to caution that we may be putting ourselves as members of parliament in a very dangerous situation of not thoroughly preparing for engagement with the executive. I'm cautioning that. I know that generally in parliament there is a rule or a legislation that the budget must be concluded end of July. But the president is the one that put us in this situation by announcing the executive late. And now we have this difficult situation. Regardless of that, we mustn't retreat from proper parliamentary work. Must not be steamrolled. We do all these things today and then we're subjected to a mini budget debate. It's not a very responsible approach. So in thinking about the program of the committee, can we take seriously the sufficient time for members? Because they come probably properly prepared, the DGs, the commissioners, and all of that. They've been seized with the detail of this information for a much more longer time. Some of the members are new, and we don't want to do poor work as Parliament. I'm bringing this to your attention, that please consider that in your leadership of the committee, not to subject yourself to the dictates of the national executive. We have to do quality work. Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Ndlozi. I think it's a very valuable point. I don't think we should see a process like today as a mere formality. I think it is something that we need to give the relevant consideration, as you've said. So with that, General Masemola, I think third time lucky. I think just in terms of time appointments, we're aiming for 30 minutes for the first presentation, if that's okay with you, General. Just in order for everyone, I know, Minister, I think you have to catch a flight as well. Again, Honourable Ndlozi, I don't want a steamroller. We'll make sure we do the relevant to go over everything properly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Chairperson, and good afternoon and congratulations on your appointment as the Chair of the committee. To honourable members of the committee, the Minister of Police, Honourable Senzo Mkhunu, Deputy Ministers, Mepoli Ushielo and Dr. Castle Matale, and everybody else in the House. Thanks very much. I will start with the presentation, Honourable Chair. I am accompanied by the Deputy National Commissioners. Next to me is Lieutenant General Msigidi, responsible for policing, and next to there is Lieutenant General Sevilla, responsible for detectives and crime intelligence, and next there is Lieutenant General Dimpane, Acting Deputy National Commissioner Support Services, and she's also the CFO for the department. The presentation is going to be, the financials will be done by her, the CFO, and the management information will be done by General Ravi. As an introduction, Honourable Chair, as the Vote 28, we have got 5 programs as the South African Police Service. which we administer the 113 billion allocated to us as of 1st April this current financial year. The first program is administration, which includes the ministry. The second program, which is takes a bigger part, over 50% of the budget, is visible policing, which entails all uniform policing, including your police stations and all other uniform police. Program 3 is the detective services, which include the DPCI, which is ring-fenced. Their budget is ring-fenced within Program 3. We have Program 4, which is your crime intelligence. The last program is Program 5, which we have Presidential Protection Services and Protection and Security Services Division within the Program 5. I'll ask the CFO just to take us through the financials and General Rabi to take us through the performance information, the APP. Thank you very much, Honorable Chair.
Good morning to the Honorable Chairperson, honorable members of the committee, Minister of Police, the Deputy Ministers, National Commissioner, and all protocol observed. I'll go directly to slide number 4. In terms of this that I'm going to present, Chair, we received our allocation as contained on the ENE for 24-25, appropriate this expenditure in terms of programs as well as economic classification. I think to note on this particular slide is that over 22 billion additional funding was allocated to SAPS over the MTF, essentially to cater for compensation of employees over a period of 3 years for the carry-through costs for the 2023-24 cost of living salary adjustments. Additionally, 290 million was allocated to the department for us to be able to deliver a safe and secure provincial and national elections. However, over 8.6 billion was reduced in terms of operational funding. The following line items were affected. Goods and services, we had a reduction of 4.9 billion. Buildings and fixed structures, a reduction of over 1.5 billion. With machinery and equipment, a reduction of over 2 billion, and an amount equaling to 7.9 million on biological assets. The next slide only depicts or is an extract from the allocation letter. The green lines indicate the baseline increases from the initial allocations. The red line indicates the baseline decreases that I spoke to on slide 4. Going to the next...
Sorry, General. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. I just have a quick question. In terms of the, the machinery and equipment on slide 4, that reduction, is it machinery and equipment regarding operational tools as well?
Machinery and equipment would mean this is the line item where we procure vehicles, where we procure furniture and other items that are over 5,000 rand in this particular gun. And
would it include the maintenance as well?
It doesn't include maintenance. Maintenance is under goods and services.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
As I indicated on page 5, the red line indicates the baseline decreases and the green line indicates the baseline increases. Over page 6, this is just an indication that we come from a low base where our budget was growing annually with an average of 3.4%. There is a bit of a growth when you look at the new MTF, where the average annual growth is expected to be at 5.8%. Going to page 7 or slide 7, this slide indicates the financial programs as alluded to by the National Commissioner. Visible policing carries over 50% of this particular resource. For 24-25, an allocation of 21.9 billion is allocated for administration. Administration's weight in terms of this resource allocation is 19.3%, with visible policing carrying 52.9%. Detective services, our program 3, is allocated 22.5 billion, and it's weighs 20% of this particular budget split. Crime intelligence with an allocation of 4.7 billion, and protection and security services with an allocation of just over 4 billion. I must indicate that the detective services includes as well the allocation for DPCI, which is specifically allocated in this regard. The bulk of our new recruits are placed under Program 2 for frontline services in this regard. Moving along to slide number 8, this is just an indication of this broad split in terms of economic classification. These are the items that represent goods and services to pursue purposes and functions of the department. Under current payments, you will note that compensation of employees carries the bulk of this allocation at 81.4%, with goods and services allocated over 16 billion with an average weight or size of 14.9%. Transfers and subsidies, there is 1.3 billion that is allocated there. Payments for capital assets with 2.8 billion for 24-25. Buildings and other fixed structures with an amount of 548 million that has been allocated. Machinery and equipment, 2.2 billion has been allocated. With the substantially reduced operational funding framework, it was deemed necessary that we engage National Treasury. We will be embarking on a process where we are requesting fund shifting to the operational category during the budget adjustments in this regard. The next slide, this slide indicates a broad split of compensation budget. We essentially cater for the wage bill, that will be your salaries, your pensions of police, service bonus, personnel, etc. at 66.9 billion. Cost of living salary adjustment is also provided for, as I indicated, for 24-25 at 3.7 billion, with pay progression allowances also provided for. Overtime that was provided for to police the elections as well is included there. Rental and housing is also catered for at 3.5 billion. Medical schemes, that will be your Polmet and GEMS at 11.1 billion. And we catered for a staggered approach in the enlistment of the students for this year, with 4.5 going in April and 5.5 going in the latter part of the financial year. There's also a small amount there that we have put aside to cater for all the discretionary HRM activities, such as your promotions of police, DPCI appointments, and filling of critical vacancies. Chair, in terms of general remarks, we are indicating as the police that personnel is the primary cost driver in the vote and also drives direct operational expenditure. Compensation of employees or expenditure is more than 80% of the vote. It is therefore annually determined from zero, taking into account existing personnel as well as new personnel where after they are apportioned between programs. Operational funding or expenditure is preeminently goods and services and machinery and equipment in order for us to perform services. This comprises of less than 20% for the total budget in 24-25. Essentially, there is three types of this particular line items: is compensation budget, operational budget, as well as capital budget. Departmental spending over the MTEF will be in relation to the core programs within visible policing, more than 52% weight of the total vote, the detective services more than 20%, and the growth rate for the vote from 24-25 to 26-27 is 5.8 due to the additional compensation funding being allocated, as I had alluded to before. Additional funding allocated over the 2022 and 2023 MTEF was essentially for recruitment of additional personnel, and this will allow growth in personnel numbers up to 25-26 financial year. Our spending focus for the MTEF in terms of goods and services, Chair, as well as capital investment, we are focusing on gender-based violence as well as additional resources put aside to ensure that our FCS units are well resourced. We also have put money aside to ensure that we sustain forensic services baseline allocation. In the past, we had challenges there, and we had redirected funding there, and we intend to ensure that we sustain that particular baseline to deal with those particular challenges. Capacitation of DPCI as well as detective services is also on our priority focus, as well as cybercrime and the resourcing of specialized multidisciplinary units. The capacitation of frontline services, this includes your police stations as well as capacitation of 10,111 is our focus area in terms of spending. Capacitation of crime intelligence remains a priority, as well as skills and development in our effort to ensure that that we continue to professionalize the police. Capacitation of our existing POP units, interventions through deployments to address and stabilize crime in hotspot areas, as well as investing in our vehicle fleet for POP, as well as our criminal record centers. The support to community policing forums in terms of resources, we have provided for such, investing in capital assets consisting of machinery and equipment, essentially procuring more transport assets, infrastructure, as well as mobile police stations is also our spending focus for the MTEF, as well as a focus on other critical items to equip members to effectively do policing, such as procurement of bulletproof vests, uniform, etc. This remains critical tools of trade for police to successfully render their duties. That is, in short, in terms of our broad split for the budget. If you allow me, Chairperson, that I hand over to General Rabi to take us through the annual performance plan.